Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program Capital Beat. Voting for assembly elections in Kerala, Assam, and Puducherry is underway as we speak, and the voting process is going on smoothly amid heightened security measures. Now,
Not getting the audio, ma'am.
by 3
Not
p.m.,
getting the audio.
Assam recorded a voter turnout of 75.91%, while Kerala recorded 62.71% voting. Puducherry logged a voter turnout of 72.40% by 1 p.m., according to the Election Commission. But what we'll discuss is that looking at the voter turnout, what does the voter turnout, the voter percentage,
Sorry, ma'am. Nilu, ma'am. I'm not
who seems
getting your audio. It is not audible.
who
You are
seems
not
to be
audible to
having
me.
an upper edge, who seems to be having an upper edge because it's a high stakes battle for Congress, BJP, and left in Kerala. So we'll discuss all of this. Joining me this evening is MG Radhakrishnan, political commentator and veteran
Nilu, ma'am, I
journalist.
am not. You are not audible
We
to
have
me,
Mr.
ma'am.
A.R. Bhuiya, who's not only a lawyer from the Guwahati High Court, but he's also a political activist. And let me begin with Mr. M.G. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Radhakrishnan, looking at the voter turnout in Kerala, what do you feel? Can you sense that there is a strong anti-incumbency against the left government? Do the people want to bring Congress to power? What do you feel about the voter turnout which you see, and as compared to what we saw last time?
Well, this seems to be a very high voter turnout, but it is not possible in Kerala, looking at its history, to extrapolate the polling, percentage to the outcome. I mean, there's absolutely no connection with this. There are occasions when high polling meant the LDF lost, and there are occasions when there was high polling, it's actually the LDF which won. Because, for instance, in 1987 is a record 80% plus voting percentage was recorded in Kerala when the LDF, won the election, defeating the UDF. So this doesn't have anything, any one-to-one correspondence with the outcome. But having said that, there appears to be an anti-incumbency sentiment not connected with the polling. But for the last few elections which have which happened in Kerala in 2024 and 2025, local bodies elections have shown that the ruling LDF was actually it was a very poor performance by the LDF in both the 2024 and the 2025 Panchayat elections. So going by those figures, and the local bodies election happened just in the last December. So going by that, there should be an anti-incumbency sentiment, at least in Kerala. Whether that sentiment can be seen as a wave is the only point that which is not yet clear, because one would have imagined that there would be a wave. But what you saw in the last few days in the election, as we neared the election, the polling date, that didn't look, it was not possible to find a very strong sort of wave in favor or against in Kerala.
But the high voter turnout, what we see, and which has been reported till 3 p.m., Kerala has recorded a 62.71%. Now, the voting ends at around 5 p.m. It might just cross about 70% or maybe more than that, 75%. So,
Yeah.
what does it go to show? Do you feel that the people are really wanting to vote out the left government, or people have turned up in large numbers to vote in favor of the left government? Because many feel that there is not much of anti-incumbency against the left government.
Well, that is what I said. Polling, you cannot say that because there was high polling, it looks like a wave against or wave in favor. Because we have seen that Kerala is traditionally known for its high voting percentages, polling percentages, and so 70 plus is a normal percentage for Kerala. So this has both. It has worked both ways. Since that even there were elections where you had high voting percentage, but saw an anti-incumbency. I mean, the incumbent government being voted out. I mean, this is something which has been very common in Kerala's history. So just by going by the polling percentage, if just it so happens that it's high percentage, doesn't mean, or it cannot, you cannot come to a conclusion that this is against the government or for the government. So, or against one particular political alliance, or against another one. So, because both, we have seen, Kerala has seen both a high vote percentage against the LDF, for the UDF, and vice versa also.
Right. But Mr. Radhakrishnan, who seems to be having an upper edge in Kerala? Are we in a position to say or arrive at some conclusion that in terms of the campaign, in terms of issues which were raised, which alliance seemed to have done better, whether it was the left or the Congress-backed alliance?
Well, the campaign was very high pitched, high decibel campaign, in which both the fronts, not just both the fronts, but all the three formations, including the NDA, had been pretty extremely vocal and extremely sort of articulate in their campaigns. And so campaign also, that is also a common thing in Kerala, because whenever there is election, all the fronts have been in equal measure in terms of the campaigning capacity or campaigning capability, or the money spent, or everything. So but again, what you see is that for the last 10 years, the LDF has been in power. That itself was extraordinary, because Kerala is known for its alternation, sort of, voting out the incumbent government every 5 years, and the UDF and LDF sort of alternating in government. So this particular pattern about 40 years was broken in 2021 when the LDF came back to power. So the Kerala's, the dominant sort of characteristic of the Kerala voter is to vote out the incumbent governments, only because of certain extraordinary situation like the COVID and like the pandemic, etc., was the reason for this, this break in that pattern in 2021. But so 10 years, the government has been in power, which is quite extraordinary. So an anti-incumbency feeling, anti-incumbency sentiment, or a voter fatigue is quite expected in Kerala, and which is there definitely. Only point is
Right.
that since they have a huge gap in terms of seats, whether this anti-incumbency sentiment that you see in Kerala, which is palpable in Kerala, will be strong enough to bring the UDF back to power, is the
Right.
only question that remains.
Right. All right. I'll come to Mr. Bhuiya now, who's a political activist and lawyer joining us from Guwahati. I think earlier you were not able to hear what I was saying. Am I audible to you, sir? Now,
Yeah,
Mr.
yes,
Abdul.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yes. So the voting percentage coming out from Assam till 3 p.m. Is a voter turnout of 75.91%, which is quite huge. Now, what does this voter turnout for Assam mean according to you? Are people very keen to vote out the BJP government? Is there heavy anti-incumbency? There were lots of corruption charges flowing thick and fast. And during the last leg of the campaign, what Pavan Khera did and how that entire episode was handled. What do you think this percentage, the voter turnout, means for Assam?
No, voter turnout percentage means yes, definitely the people are very conscious about the present situation and the present incumbency wave which is going from the upper Assam to the lower Assam. So there is no doubt incumbency is there. But the problem is that the mode of the voter is very
But
difficult to guess.
when you say incumbency, it is pro-incumbency or anti-incumbency you are talking about?
Anti-incumbency,
Anti-incumbency.
because you see the manner in which the BJP government is ruling, the schemes which they have given to the people we are now facing we can say that the debt is very high in our state, and being a very poor state, and there's so much of debt is upon us, is very difficult to maintain. So therefore this turning out of the huge percentage, 75% is yes, absolutely a very high percentage of vote. I also admit. But the mode of the voters is at this moment, you see, is very difficult to get the guess exactly what the people. Definitely, this is this third time. If 10 years we have been ruled by the present BJP government, one by our honorable Chief Minister Sunwal, then our this honorable Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, and what he has done and what he is doing, and it is known to the nation very well now. And the recent allegation which has been brought in by Mr. Pawan Khera, I don't say that it is by Pawan Khera, it is by the Congress party. Specifically, as he is the spokesperson, he has presented what the Congress party has got. So this has also just before the election it has come. So therefore, I don't think so that the people are very happy at this moment with the present BJP regime. So they are from in the upper Assam districts, the anti-incumbency wave is much higher than the lower Assam.
Yeah, can you hear me? You're frozen now.
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes. No, no.
Yes.
Towards the last, what you said, I lost your audio in between. What were you saying towards the
No,
last?
the last part I am saying that the mode of the voters is very difficult to guess, but the
Okay.
wave which is going on is. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Hello.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
So. Yeah. So the mode of the voters is very difficult to guess, but the anti-incumbency wave, if you talk to any common people, they are not happy with the manner in which we are being ruled and governed by the present government. That's the issue.
Right, but do you sense that the kind of issues which were raised by the Congress, did they resonate with the people? Could the people align with what the Congress was saying in Assam in their political campaigns? And towards the last part of the campaign, the way the corruption was brought out, how Himanta's wife was raked in, and a fake passport issue, shell companies, and all those issues which were raked up. What do you think has been the biggest talking point of the Assam election so far?
No, you see, the issues which has been raised by the Congress party, I don't think this is very matured issues they have been raised. There are
Okay.
lots of issues, the development issues, the unemployment issues are there regarding education sector. I want to make you clear that the government schools are now in a very deplorable conditions. It's now going to be shut down. So therefore, the education system in our state is also the government sector is also failed to keep the standard up to date with the private sector. So these are the issues the Congress failed to raise and failed to bring among the people of the basically to the voters. So therefore, the issues which has been raised, if I can say, these are the personal attacks. The personal attacks which has been brought in by the Congress party regarding the Himanta Biswa Sharma's the assets which he has gathered by or by the Reniki Bhuya Sharma, his wife, which has been gathered outside the state. These are all allegations. These are not yet being proved. Now the BJP has again counterattacked that these are all false manufactured documents which being used by the Congress government. So these are have the positive and negative impact on the both sides. The people are still very is not yet believable that the yes our chief minister's wife has three passports of the three different countries, or she has the assets in US or in other part of the world in Dubai also. So therefore these are the allegations is not very healthy allegations, I don't think so. So therefore the very basics which the people are here is being a very poor state if
No,
we
but in other
compare to the other.
states, Mr. Guya, like in other states, I mean, if you look at the last leg of all the campaigns in various states, whether it was Bihar or
Huh.
Haryana, towards the last part of it, it seems that, the only thing which matters to the electorate are the welfare schemes, how much money is credited into their accounts in the name of
Yes,
Ladli
yes.
Behna Yojana and, several other schemes. So, what do you think could have influenced the voters this time to vote either for BJP or for Congress? The kind of promises which were made in the manifesto, which promise could have influenced the voters today while they were voting?
No, you see, ma'am, these schemes, these beneficial schemes are also being very well marketed by the present government, because 9,000 rupees has been credited to the
Yes.
every female members and who are eligible under the Orunodai schemes. It is in our state, it is named as Orunodai. So 9,000 has been credited to their account, and every month 1,500 rupees has already been credited to their account. So the same tactics which has been adopted by in the other state, the same tactics had also been adopted by our BJP government in our state also, to make a lucrative policy for the party, that they can attract the female voters at least. So in such a situation, in one household, the female members are supporting the BJP government, and the same household, the male members are supporting the Congress. So this type of situation is also here in our state also. So no doubt the government has used their all machineries, all financial resources to attract the voters by giving these benefited schemes to them. We can say that this is a purchase mechanism of the government. They want to purchase the votes by giving these benefited schemes to this one section of the society.
Right. Now, let me come to Mahalingam, who's been following the elections in Puducherry. How are the odds stacked up, Mahalingam, in Puducherry? And how about the new entrant of the TVK factor this time? And is he really going to dent into the votes? Because this emerges as a significant factor. It's a new entry, the Vijay's party.
Yeah, before we are discussing about Vijay's party, I would like to mention two quick things. Number one, the voter turnout. So far, 3 p.m. Voter turnout is now 72.4. Actually, it's 12 percentage is higher than the previous assembly elections. So it means more people are in the line, more people are voting so far. But according to the election commission officials, definitely the number will be increased more than 15 percentage. So last election, 2021 assembly poll election, 72.4. I mean 83.4 was recorded, but this time, so far 3 p.m. is 72.4. So number of votes are very high. So that's another point. Number two, there is no law and order issue. There is no major technical glitches in EVM machines. There is no report of law and order issue. So the voting is happening is very peacefully. Number two. Number three, as you asking, because of TVK's entry, the vote percentage is going high. This is a very big question everyone is talking point of this election, because in Tamil Nadu also, TVK leaders claims that youngsters will come forward and they will vote in good numbers. So in the way Pondicherry also, they claim because of TVK entry only, more number of people, I mean youngsters especially, they came forward and they voted first time. This is what they're saying. Number two, if you take Pondicherry, this Congress DMK alliance is contesting against ruling NDA alliance. So the Congress alliance is accusing NDA, saying they're very corrupt. Number one. Number two, they saying once Congress will form a government, we will announce the statehood to the Pondicherry. So they are promising a lot of stuff. But the same way the NDA is accusing Congress is a corrupt for so far in their wherever they're in the power, and also saying what they did for Pondicherry when they were in the power for more than 10 years. So vice versa, they are accusing that. But one more very interesting point, BJP is having a only state in South is NDA government is in Puducherry. So BJP seeing Pondicherry as a hope. So I would say that complete campaign was taken over by BJP High Command, including Prime Minister, Home Minister, all senior ministers, even other chief ministers from BJP ruling state. Everybody was camped more than week, I would say. Then they campaign left, right, center. So they want to ensure that NDA government should retain. This is what they're saying. But in Congress side, Rahul was there and Kharge was there, but Kharge and Rahul visited only once, so they are not focused so much. They are not giving more. I mean, but comparably, BJP, if you take a prime minister visited twice, and Amish also be there twice, but not as Congress leaders are only allocated very limited time. Also, there is a problem between DMK and Congress. So totally, total number of assembly seats is 30. So DMK is contesting in Congress with Congress alliance is 16. Also, out of this 16, they contesting friendly fight with Congress in 5 assembly seats. So there are clinches in the DMK Congress led alliance. So DMK this time they want to capture a powers. They want to get Puducherry in their hold. So there are a lot of game between Congress and left parties also. They're also contesting in a few assembly constituencies alone. So there are a lot of confusions in the among opposition. So it
Right.
may poll predicts are saying it may turn into favor of ruling NDA, but we have to
Right.
wait till counting.
Right. So at least Puducherry can bring some hope to the BJP, because we don't know how much BJP will fare as far as Tamil Nadu and Kerala are concerned. But coming back to you, Mr. Radhakrishnan, what are the kind of issues which have been raised during the campaign time? It was a high stakes battle. A lot of campaigning was done. And BJP also tried to reach out to the voters in many ways. Many have been saying there was a do and die battle also for BJP, because now they have to make a mark in the southern belt. But it's equally a do and die battle for the left and the Congress as well. The left has to prove that it can come back to power for the third time, and Congress has to make a mark in a state where it was power. It was in power, and now it needs to come back to power again. But what about those reports about factionalism, groupism, whether it was in BJP, whether it was in left, or whether it was in Congress? How would you see this entire campaign as far as the political arithmetic is concerned?
Well, the most important issue in this election was change or continuity. And while UDF and the NDA actually called vociferously for a change and claimed themselves to be the change makers, the LDF actually, fought on the need or to consider them again based on the performance of its last not just 5 years or the 10 years of Pinarayi Vijayan government. So this was the most important point in the entire, it was around this particular, whether change or continuity, the entire campaign was built around these issues. And now, as you said, this was a very important election, as was almost a do or die battle for all the fronts for various reasons. For the left, Kerala is the last red outpost in India. So, and if it loses Kerala also, because for the first time in the last 50 years, India will be, a state. There will not be a situation in the last 50 years where the left was never in power. I mean, it was in power in one or two states always. So for the first time, the left will be out of power in every state if the LDF is going to lose Kerala. And that too at a time when the Communist Party of India has entered its centenary phase. So this would be dramatic. And Kerala was the first Indian state where the left came to power through the ballot in 1957. And this is the last state where the red flag is still flying high. So if they're going to lose Kerala also, that would be a moment of reckoning for the left, for not just the Kerala Communist Party, but for the entire Indian left. And for the Congress, as you said, in a Congress is pretty. I mean, South India is the only region where Congress has some kind of a standing in today's India, and Kerala is the state where it has the most powerful organizational strength. And unlike in Karnataka, there is this always a touch and go situation for the Congress, and in Andhra and Telangana also they could be, some of the leaders have come from other parties, but unlike those states, and Tamil Nadu Congress is a minor player. So Kerala happens to be the place where it can actually sort of come back as a major power in South India, and that is the reason why Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi have taken have come to Kerala to contest their election. So and they have been in out of power for the last 10 years, which also is unprecedented. So if it is going to lose again, if it is going to lose this Kerala again, I think that would mark a major disaster for the Congress, not just in Kerala but nationally. The optics will be extremely damaging to Congress, and the UDF as an alliance is likely to collapse in case the UDF fails again in this particular election. For the BJP also, BJP has been trying to increase its vote share in Kerala for the last 20 years. Kerala has remained the most inaccessible state for the Saffron Party as of now, but they have been increasing their vote percentage pretty well, from 5% in 2011 to about 20% in 2024. So in this particular trend, it is absolutely essential for them to maintain this trend. Otherwise, they will be again, pushed to a marginal position in Kerala after having reworked the Kerala political dynamics from a bipolar polity of the last 45 years to a tripolar system. This was definitely something which is remarkable for the BJP. So for them to retain, and even there is another problem also, because in the last local bodies election, in fact, their vote percentage came down from 20% 24 to about 15%. So these are all major issues for the BJP. So if it is forced to take a step back again, that will prove that Kerala still remains, and Kerala remains almost an impossible dream for the BJP. So all the three alliances have this election. A win is absolutely imperative for all the three alliances, and BJP not a win, but at least to make a better mark than in the past.
Let me come to Mr. Bhuya now. Mr. Bhuya, one question on Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. Now, with all the allegations against him, his wife, and all the corruption charges, do you think that BJP can take a chance to make Himanta Biswa Sarma the chief minister again, uh, if BJP wins, or you think that that's a doubtful proposition now?
This is a very serious question to give answer at this moment. And the BJP has already projected him as the forthcoming chief ministers in our state to represent the BJP government. Now, you see, ma'am, just before the election, these charges of having three passport, this property, the corruption charges, has suddenly erupted from the allegation of the Congress government. Now, at this moment, if we see the trend of the BJP, they are very silent. They are not saying anything regarding this, as the model code of conduct is in operation. So it is very difficult to make certain statement. But I don't think so that there is any mode on the, because the manner in which the he has created impression or image in our state as a dashing chief minister. Because if we go by his election campaign, what he has done, he has completely successful to polarize the voting in our state. He has religiously succeeded to polarize the voting by terming the Mia Bangladeshi people, the Bengali speaking Muslim people, he has evicted, he has deleted the name of the some of the this community from the land as well as from the paper also. Such a mission had been carried out. So by doing all these things, he has created an image that he is a very active chief minister in our state, and currently working for these indigenous people, and he is not give wanted to give any excuse to these so-called infiltrators from Bangladesh or the other foreign nations, because you know that we are being very close to the Bangladesh. So there is an issue of this immigration from long back, the migration of these foreign nationals. There is an allegation that there is a large scale population is residing in our state also. So therefore, he is actively working against these policies also. The Honorable Home Minister, when he came here, the Honorable Prime Minister, when when they campaign here. These are the issues they have raised, that we will thrash out all the foreigners from here, and which he has practically implemented all these policies in our state by evicting these persons who are in the so-called unauthorized land, in forest land, in government khas land, or they do not have any land patta. Those more than 20,000 people has already been displaced. So this has been done since last 2 years. So I don't think so that the BJP government is in a mood at this stage to find a very suitable
One
replacement
quick
for him.
question. One quick question to
Uh-huh.
you before I go to Mahalingam for the final comments. That did the polarization card actually work this time in Assam of polarizing the Hindu voters and the
Uh,
Hindu card?
yeah,
That's something which everyone is talking about. Did the
no,
polarization card?
actually, this, yeah. This is a very big question in our state, because the Congress polarization card at this moment is very difficult to make a guess. But I don't think so that the this polarization card has acted in favor of the BJP government, because the ground report which we have received, that the most of the people is not very happy with the manner in which these people has been thrashed, or the policy of the present government, that the polarization tactics which they have adopted just before the election has acted in their favor. Perhaps it has gone against them, in my the report which we have received from the various sources.
All right. Okay, so let me come to Mahalingam now for the final comment. So, what do you think the Puducherry election would look like? Assam and Kerala, of course, is going to be very interesting. We'll have to wait and watch how, and it's quite unpredictable. But is Puducherry safe to predict that the election sits in favor of whom? Mahalingam, can you hear me? Mahalingam, you'll have to unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far Puducherry concern, there is a power. See, the main problem of and discussion point of complete campaign was about the power tussle between the chief minister and lieutenant governor. Since it's a biggest and most dominant issue during campaign. So Congress says once Congress come to power, they first day they will announce that statehood of Pondicherry. But sitting chief minister also tried Rangasamy. He also tried to push for statehood, even creating tension between NDA and BJP alliance, but it wouldn't happen. And also, the Rangasamy is more known for welfare schemes, freebies, what actually happening in Tamil Nadu. The just backup of schemes in happening and copying and paste in Pondicherry also in many freebies schemes. If you take giving 1,000 rupees to all housewives or I mean jobless youths. So the same thing was happening in Pondicherry also. Number one, number two, the unemployment and educated. I mean jobs for educated youth is another biggest problem in Pondicherry. So these are the main infrastructure issues are there. So a lot of issues are there, but Pondicherry still is a it's not a complete statehood. It's a union territory. So I think it's very known. It's known for a lot of local issues. So and another issue is that corruption against sitting NDA government, ruling government. It's one is about the medical council corruption. The Congress is alleging. Number two, the corruption regarding liquid supply. So both corruption charges are there. So there, I mean, poll observers saying there are huge anti-government ways there in the Pondicherry. That's why the number of polling, number of vote percentage also going historically high this time. So these are the things factors we should look at this juncture.
Right. All right. So no exit polls because the exit polls will have been barred till 29th April. That is the last day of the
Yeah.
polling because West Bengal goes to the polls in the last two phased elections on 23rd. Tamil Nadu is also going to polls. 29th April is the second phase of polling in West Bengal. And I guess that's the day when the exit polls will be out. But three states, the one union territory of Puducherry and two states of Kerala and Assam. They close the polling today. We'll have to wait and watch how things unfold now in Tamil Nadu and also West Bengal. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Mr. Radhakrishnan, Mr. Bhuya, Mahalingam. Thank you so much for joining.